Good morning on this Thursday, March 19th, my toughest day of every week. Though I have been green for 2 months now, this is usually my weakest day, as I think I just get a little fatigued of trading all week while trying to work full time. And now I'm trying to produce these videos, which still primarily are just for me, as no one else is watching them. But I will say, it definitely keeps me ready for my game plan. So if you do pick this up, you're picking up on how I'm setting up the day and what trades I'm looking for. And I've got two 150K eval accounts through Apex that are moving along very well. I'm hoping I can turn those over to PA accounts by about mid next week, unless I can get one banger of a trade today. So real quick, yesterday when I made the video around 6 o'clock, we were looking very bullish with breaking out of that weekly trend, moving into, eventually we broke this equal high, put in a higher low to get a higher high. Tested that resistance and then into another higher high. So yesterday when I made the video, I did say I wasn't sure what's going to happen, but I was primarily bullish, and I said I'd be bullish unless it broke the low of day, which it did before we even opened in the market. So at that time there, I said, okay, well, either we're going to get a quick V-shaped recovery for a higher high, or we're going to lose this support altogether and we'll start working our way down. Off the open, I did take a very, very quick trade. It was literally in the first 5 seconds. I think I don't even know if I held it for more than 10 seconds. But what I did see in that first candle right there on open yesterday, it came down, quickly came right back up, and I wanted to take out this high here at 939. I think I held for maybe about 15 points. And I wasn't trying to hold it for very long, as the EMAs were at that point above me. You can see here yesterday, it was the only trade I was able to take at 9:30 and 5 seconds for, a little more than 15 points, about 18 points on that for across both accounts. And then after that point, I was actually looking for a cleaner setup on the day. I remember going to the 5 and really hoping that something would appear on the 5. If you look at the 5 at that point, nothing really held true, right? On the next candle, we didn't really close. We closed right at the 5. We sort of had this indecisive candle here. We didn't close just above the 5, moved up just to come back down, and then we just sort of kept in this small range. And I shut the terminals right around 10:05, and then finally the trade took place. It broke through that range, retested it, could not hold it. Came down here at 885, which would have been a great trade here. You break through the overnight lows, then off you go. That was really, I think, to me, the trade of the day, and I was just about 15 minutes shy of being able to take that trade. Next to that, after Jerome Powell was done speaking, you can see here this long range starting from 10:20 all the way over to 1 o'clock, all the way over to 2:30, was still really holding on. You had this 5-minute move here, which it looked like if this 5-minute candle could have taken out this high, we probably would have moved right back up to high of days. It did not beat that wick high. We then closed with one red candle. We came down. We broke that low. Realistically, I think you could have taken this breakout at 782, but your risk would have been pretty high at 40 points. Your best bet would have been to see if you can get a retest and probably go in on the retest right here around 790. You would have to hold yourself tight. That's a big engulfing bullish candle. But had you taken the open of this candle here, 789, you're only risking 15 points that would have never met that. If you allowed this to close, that's a little bit more bearish. You could have taken the break here for more confidence at 770, and then initially just target the bottom here at 737, which would have been a great trade. And if you really, really held, well, you could have just held right to the end of the day for a huge, huge win. So that was yesterday. And the reason why I really didn't like longs, if I add my indicators, if I add my indicators, you can see that we were just under the VWAP and under the 50 EMA all day. So I really, once we came to open, outside of this initial pop long, I didn't see any long territories. It was all short all day. Okay, so with that said, how are we looking today? Let's put everything back on, and we'll kind of go to the hour here. We are at the bottom of the range. If we give out 24,500, it looks like we're heading down. I mean, you look at this huge separation on the hour between the 50 and the 14 EMA. You drop down to the 15. It attempted to go through the 50 EMA here already going into 7 o'clock hour. It cannot. In fact, where's the 1 o'clock hour? 1 o'clock hour, this candle is going to be very bearish at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I would not be surprised if we start just heading lower. On the 15, we are essentially creating this nice bear flag right here. I wouldn't really take the trade just because we do have an overnight value area low and a drop off in volume. So it doesn't look like good risk reward ratio for a pre-market trade, but obviously I'm not seeing any longs, not yet at least. It is still early. It's not even 7 o'clock yet. Over here, our long range, we're not fully net short on the overnight inventory. We did have that one pop here. It didn't really go anywhere. I'm not even quite sure, other than this low here. I guess that could be what you target was this particular, what is that, Tuesday morning overnight low. It found a rejection at that point there, giving us our overnight high today. The overnight value area high is well under yesterday's. So what was considered premium yesterday isn't even close to premium in the overnight sessions. And we're well under the value area low and weekly value area low. So it's just no more, right? People are not seeing this market as a discount and a good place to buy, which keeps you on the shorts. Next that we had almost equal lows. It did dip down a little bit. It tried to pull up. So I'm not seeing anything yet that's giving me a good indication that bulls have said they found their bottom and are willing to start buying. To me, it looks like we might be testing these lows one more time. And if we can't hold these lows, right? If we can't hold these lows and we start getting rejection under 24.5, a psychological number and a current overnight low, I mean, boy, I mean, you could be going down to 24,000. Probably wouldn't happen in one day. These gray lines here are all very large wicks from previous times. So it looks like here, I think I had a double wick here at 239. And then where's this 4 hour go? Let's see if I can go on 4 hour. I think all right, so they're not even wicks anymore at this point. Oh, you know what? These might have been before the rollover. That's why. That makes more sense. I'm guessing that might be it. So let's adjust these lines a little bit and see what would look decent here. If we took this back, there's a nice cluster here, but honestly, probably there. I would stick that line there. And this guy's not matching anything. So we'll take that guy out. And then lastly, yeah, we have this huge, if you look back here, I mean, now we're on the 4 hour resistance, support before it broke. So could we be heading to 23.4s? I don't know. What I do know is that we are not looking bullish. We are looking very bearish going into 7 o'clock in the morning on this Thursday. We do have 8:30 jobless claims coming out, and I think something else. So 8:30 will give us a good indicator, I think, if there's going to be any momentum shift in the market, if we're going to try to take this higher. Otherwise, I mean, look at this. Just perfect rejection off the 14 twice this morning, putting in a lower low and a lower high. I would love to see on market open this to sort of remain in its range, maybe cover the close here. If not, if you don't get that gap fill, you go with the trend, come down, lose the support here on this very bullish candle, and then it's just off to the races. Trail it down nice and moderately, not too conservatively, and maybe today could be a huge winner. Maybe we get just a big sell-off today. So with that said, let's us put in longs and shorts. So I'm conservative with these boxes. I like to start my morning conservative at least, and not knowing where we're going to go. Right now, to me, right, if I'm going to look at longs at this point, I want it over the 1 hour 50 EMA. So longs will begin to take place targeting, what is this, Tuesday's overnight highs, and then anything above the weekly and the value area low of yesterday. So longs here. Don't want to play here in the middle too much. I would be very excited to see shorts start right around here, losing this support. And then it's just, I mean, I don't think we're not going to go down this far, but this is how much room we can fall. I mean, there's literally there's 1,000 points before anything significant really happens. Obviously, not in one day, but that is the room we have to go down. We have some weekly value area nodes from last week where a lot of action took place. These could be small obstacles. You know, I would just watch out, see how you get reactions here. Beyond that, these are some wick lows here at 213 from, I don't remember how far back we went on that one. That's from Sunday, March 8th. And then this is just sort of a meaty area from the 4-hour larger time frame around 20, you know, call it 23.9. And then this is where on the very large, the daily, monthly time frame, 23.6, 23.5. That's where we're going to find hopeful support. If we lose that, I don't know. But again, even if we just lose this overnight support from 497 and you go just down to the first weekly value area node, that is still a massive 24,417. 21, that's almost 100 points. You know, you're looking at an 80-point run. If you get through that, 316, I mean, you just tacked on a 200-pointer. If you get through that, you're down to 2. I mean, there's hundreds of points here in between these lines. So if you're looking for 10, 20, 30 points, the shorts are going to be really easy today if we lose this low. I think the longs will be a little bit more difficult looking at the charts in this moment, but we don't know what's going to happen. By 8:30, this thing could be skyrocketing back up, going back above value area high, in which case, you know, you could say, okay, first obstacle, we have the weekly point of control, which is already shown as a decent line of resistance for the overnight high. You have the high of day, you have value area high, and you have point of control from yesterday. So there's a few more obstacles here. If you can get through the value area high, it seems like your largest run. And if you break through that high, then you're probably not stopping until you get to 25.4. That's everything. So again, hopefully we can continue this win streak. And hopefully we can close out these evals, you know, maybe even this week or by mid next week would probably be reasonable, being what my daily trades are looking like and my net profits. So a couple good trades and we'll move over to PA accounts. And on that first payout, I'll see if I can add, you know, 3 more eval accounts or also go to a new prop firm, which I've never done outside of Apex or when I used to use TopStep. So good luck today. I wish you any green trades. If that's just for me, good luck to me. For anyone listening to this, leave a comment below if you have a question. If you actually watch this video, thank you. And we'll see you on the other side.